All right, here go another one. Shout out. Hey, man, motherfucker, hear this story, you know what I'm talking about, man. I apologize for this shit, man. I was a fucking kid back then, man. But I couldn't help but laugh at this one, man. I still laugh at this shit to this day because it's like, it's not funny what we did, but it was funny how we ended up getting away to me and shit because it was like, to me, you can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. So, anyways, I'm at my mom's house and a homie called like, "Yo, my dad needs some trees and shit." I'm like, "For sure." I just fucking seen a homie and shit. I ain't seen a couple years and shit. One of the white boy homies and shit, and he told me he on. He got some fire right now, some fire ass hydro. So he like, "Well, let me get a dub and shit. Then I need you to take me over on Gilmore and go get a half and shit from that nigga Chaos and shit, because that used to be the block over on Gilmore by the Van Nuys Police Department. Uh, yeah, niggas had a spot right there, like 2 blocks down from the police department and shit. But anyway, that's why they was getting raided all the time. So, anyways, I called the nigga up and shit like, "Yo, I need a dub real quick, nigga. I need a deal too. I need that shit for fucking 20. He's like, "Man, Matt, don't trip." So I pull up and the homie come get me and shit. And his dad had like a fucking, like a 87 Nissan Sentra or some shit like that. But it was like a super bucket. Like a super bucket. Like, nigga, but it got to point A to point B and shit. Like, nigga, and back then shit, niggas was on like fucking 16 or some shit like that. So we wasn't tripping. Fucking, he picked me up, called a homie and shit, and back then it was house phones. It wasn't no cell phone and shit, so I'm like, "Nigga, give me the address, I gotta write it down, then I need some landmarks and shit, like, all right, you over here by this? All right, nigga, 15 minutes, come outside to the street and shit so you can see what car I'm in. I'm in a booty woo woo kind of car." That's how that shit had to go back then. With no cell phone, like, nigga, I'm pulling up, nigga. Meet me over here, woo woo. Oh, this shit don't look good. Meet me over here, woo woo. Nah, nigga, you had to get that shit done. So anyway, we pulling up. And fucking, the homie, I put my window down, I didn't even get out, the homie come out and shit. And that nigga just hands me 5 dubs. He just hands me 5 dubs. And without even saying a word, hand to God, I promise you, God forgive me for this, but I look at the trees, I look at the homie driving, and I look down back at the trees, and then next thing I know, that nigga got the car and driving with the gas on the pedal. Like, yo. But it was such a bucket, nigga. It was such a bucket, that shit went like this. It went boop, 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 and we took off. Like, yo, nigga. Like, it wasn't no fast getaway and shit. That nigga literally, like, as soon as I looked at him, and look back down the tree, like that was why it was a homie, because nigga, we didn't even need to say nothing. We didn't even need to speak to each other. We already knew what time it was on certain shit. Nigga knew how I was, and I knew how he was. That's why we was shit homies. So as soon as I looked at him, like, nigga, that nigga hit fucking hit drive. But I swear, this is the funniest shit to me. This is why it's funny. Because the car literally went like, it went boop, 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 and it took off. I was like, yo. Nigga, like, oh my God. That shit still, they just made me laugh. Like, nigga was dumb as fuck back in 16, man. Anyways, nigga had a few trees to smoke and shit for a couple days after that. That shit just tripped me the fuck out, man. Like, yo. Then the homie grabbing these little tiny ass Garcia Vegas and shit. Like these little mini cigars that you rolling. Like, nah, you gotta roll these with the kush so we don't waste no trees. I'm like, nigga, we were just rolling Optimos and Titans with the stress. Nigga, fuck it. Throw them 5 in one blunt, nigga. No, you gonna wait. Anyway, that's when the whole shit, that shit almost became a box. I'm looking in the background and the nigga looked like Homer Simpson in the back. Ah! Well, we running away. Well, we driving away. He running. Ah! I was like, oh, that's fucked up. Anyway, man, that shit was crazy as fuck. That shit was stupid, man.